Okay, we just wanted to take a second and talk to you about coordinate systems. This is an idea that's pretty important in mathematics. You're probably familiar with the rectangular coordinate system where we measure a point by going over and up, but there are other coordinate systems. There's the polar coordinate system, and there's some others that you may not have heard of. Basically, the idea behind a coordinate system is we are locating where a point is in space. We're sort of giving instructions on how to get to that specific point. So for example, with rectangular coordinates, we are telling you from the origin to go over a certain amount and up a certain amount. For this particular point, you are going over 4 spaces and up 2 spaces. So for the coordinates, you're going over 4 and up 2. So we say the coordinate of this point is 4, 2. 4 is the x coordinate and 2 is the y coordinate. There are other ways that I could tell you where that point is located. So one example is using a coordinate system called the polar coordinate system. Maybe you've heard of this before, but the way it works is instead of measuring how far over and up a point is, we tell you an angle of rotation and then a distance out to that point. So if I wanted to tell you that this point is right here, I would tell you the angle you need to turn to look at that point and then how far out you'd have to walk to get to that point. And so I still give you instructions on how to get there. I give you an angle of rotation, we call theta, and I give you a radial distance to walk out, so we call r. And this will work for any point in the plane. If I put the point somewhere else, we just tell you to get to that point, what angle to turn, and then how far out to walk. And those two numbers are going to tell you exactly how to get to that particular point. Now, another coordinate system that's maybe a little less common but is used quite a bit in three-dimensional spaces. It's called the cylindrical coordinate system, or sometimes circular coordinate system if it's just 2 dimensions. And the way this coordinate system works is we tell you how to get to a point by giving the radius of a circle that has the point on it and then measuring how far from a point directly to the right, how far along that circle we'd have to walk to get to that point. So we call that an arc length. So we're measuring the radius of a circle and then the arc length along that circle to get to that point, and those two numbers are the coordinates for our point. And this would work no matter where I put my point on the coordinate plane. I just have to give you the number for the radius and then the number for the arc, and you can figure out where that point is. So there are 3 different coordinate systems for you. There's the rectangular coordinate system where we measure the distance moved left and right and then up and down. There's the polar coordinate system where we measure the angle you would rotate and the distance that you would walk out to that point. And then there's the cylindrical coordinate system where we tell you the radius of the circle and an arc of a circle that has that point. And we can use any one of them to locate a point in a plane. All 3 of these are useful in their own way. There's some problems that are made simpler by using different coordinate systems, but they all yield the same results. So